Alright, you guys are good to go.
Good to go there, good to go there, good to go there.
Good to go.
All right, don't throw out your hip doing this now. Go ahead.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Team Powerhouse Show, live with you every Tuesday night. This is a very exciting episode, unplanned, unscripted, unaware as to what we're going to do tonight.
Well, that's not totally.
Not totally true.
I mean, we know what we're going to talk about.
We know what
We
we're
just
talking
didn't
about now.
do any research. We didn't do any,
No,
none of that stuff. It's all off the cuff.
all off the cuff.
Yeah.
Last week, as you know, we had Michael Cristoforo on, an amazing mortgage broker, lots of knowledge in the renovation financing field. If you missed that, you can catch it live on our social media platforms, including YouTube.
Live.
You can catch it on the replay, yeah, on the social media platforms, including YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, etc. Eric had thought it would be good to talk about kind of what I went through.
What do you mean? What did you go through?
So,
For those of you that don't know, go ahead, Dave. Tell me.
So those of you who don't know, on October 4th, I had a total hip replacement on my right hip, anterior approach, which means from the front. It was something that I don't know if you can ever prepare for surgery the way you think you can. Now, I'm 50 years old. Let's start with that. So a hip surgery at 50 is not the common denominator in most people's eyes or ears. What I did learn a lot was that it's more prevalent today than ever before that younger people are getting hip surgeries, replacement surgeries, especially with the technology that's out there, and why to live a longer life of pain and uncomfortability. For the last 6 months to a year, I've been going through challenges, and it progressively got worse, where I was having problems sitting down, standing up, getting up and down, walking, standing.
You forgot doing your slide.
As you all know, in the last year, I have not done the slide at all. That's a good point. And I could not do the slide because of my hip. I thought it was a lot of back problems, and it actually turns out that it was a hip that's related to the back problems. Anybody out there that's saying hello?
Danny said you got the Bo Jackson.
Danny, right? My boy Danny. I got the Bo Jackson. That's right. A hip surgery is something that is pretty invasive. And what I've learned that, right? Eric watched.
We watched the video. I watched the video
Eric
because
watched
Dave couldn't. Dave
Yeah.
couldn't stomach it. Was that yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah, yesterday. So I was like, oh, I got to see what this surgery looks like. There was hammers and saws, and yeah, it was just wicked cool. Wicked cool. Yeah. Spreaders and yeah.
If you ever want to know what I went through, you should go to YouTube and look up total hip replacement, anterior approach, and you'll see some pretty crazy stuff there.
Gnarly.
My hip surgery was supposed to be about an hour and a half, and it turned into a 4-hour surgery.
You were late? No.
No, I wasn't. Yeah. So it turns out that, so a couple of things. What I learned is most people at the age of 70 and older get hip replacements have very little muscle in their legs, and cutting through is a much easier process. They also have a much faster healing process than if you have more muscular legs or more muscle in your legs. And so it turned out to be, the doctor was surprised that it took as long as it did. He told my wife that it turned out to be about 4 hours. And
so they ripped the muscle? They cut through the muscle?
I want to say,
Or do they move it to the side?
The answer is I don't know. Tomorrow I'm going to kind of ask him more about how it was. Tomorrow's my first appointment since October 4th to sit with the doctor about my surgery and kind of how things look and what things went through, and ask those questions.
Yeah, because I'm wondering how they fix the muscle back up. You know, if they're cutting through a muscle.
I think my understanding is that I don't know if the word is gluing it back, but they put it back and they probably glue to some degree, and then it has to
Glue.
kind of, get used to each other and.
Yeah, I don't know how they reassemble it. I honestly don't. That'd be a good question to ask, and then maybe when's your appointment?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
So next week,
Tomorrow
Dave will
morning.
brief us and whether he has Gorilla Glue in his hip or not,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
I don't know if they cauterize it or what. I don't know how they.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Probably just sew it together. I have no idea.
So anyway, that being said, 70-year-old person or older getting a hip replacement has a lot less muscle in the leg, so their turnaround time on recovery is much faster too. So I ended up doing, my doctor is Dr. Kamono Inagora, out of Connecticut Orthopedics, a great man, a great staff. I mean, unbelievable people that work with him through the process. I get to write a review about him and his company and his team. And even from the beginning stages of the girls in the office to his assistant who sets up the appointments, and then he gave me the option of doing it at the hospital or a surgical center. And the surgical center allows you, with your insurance as well, to stay overnight, which I will tell you was a very convenient opportunity. Then coming home, it's basically like a hotel that they have set up, and the staff there, Courtney and her team there, were amazing. The name of the place, I want to say Fairfield. I forget the name of the, I just drew a blank on the place upstairs from Connecticut Orthopedics in Brantford. They stay overnight. So that night, I got out of surgery around 3 o'clock. Went in there. First of all, in the morning, you don't eat before surgery. I am so scared. I am nervous. And the girls who were kind of had to give me the intravenous, they do like that whole thing. I was scared. Not gonna lie to you. Girls are amazing. They spray something cold in your arm so you won't feel the pain for the needle, which again, I'm a big wuss, but that's what they did for me. I was so nervous that my body was actually trembling, nervous. And my wife was not with me at the time, which made it harder because you're comfortable with your wife being there with you, or somebody that you know and trust. She ended up, I guess they gave me, she came in and she said, listen, can you give him something to kind of chill him out? Well, they did with the whole process. And in addition to that, I don't remember much. I remember being wheeled into the surgery room and then I kind of don't remember anything. I remember hearing voices in the background and then out.
You know who you forgot to thank?
I didn't forget yet.
No. Did you?
I don't know.
The anesthesiologist.
The anesthesiologist, I actually remember him. He was a cool dude. Great guy. They must have really given me a
That
lot more.
dude took the pain away
Yeah.
for a good chunk of time there, I'm sure.
Actually, I remember meeting him. I forgot his name. I wrote it down, I think. But, somebody had a question out there?
Valerie said, you've come so far, I'm so proud of you. And Pat Logano said, nice job, buddy, even better job by Valerie.
So let's just go sidebar for a second to my wife. You don't know how lucky you are with the person that's taking care of you, what kind of person they are, until that time comes. And my wife has been unbelievable, and then some. She is, forget about being an amazing wife and amazing mother. She has been on my hand and foot taking care of me to the point of I was expecting a pillow over my face to wake up, one day from the amount of pain and tush that I've been. But you're so basically handicapped that you need so much help. She's been unbelievably amazing. I love you so much. I'm so grateful for you and everything you've been doing and still doing for me. I cannot thank you enough. Continue to thank you and appreciate you, love you. I tell you, I love you and appreciate you. But I think it's starting to wear off that I love you and appreciate you. She's starting to get a little bit like, I don't want to say annoyed, but
You know what I should have done? I should have sent Thane the picture that Danny sent me when you were in recovery. Because you look pretty loopy in that picture.
so it's funny. So I get out of recovery. They bring me back into the hospital, room area over there at the hospital, the surgical center. I don't remember any of this, and apparently I don't know. I was pretty doped up. I don't remember what we talked about. Valerie will have to maybe come on the show and talk about that, or I think there's some video footage of me, a little bit. Yeah, that's, I was pretty banged up, yeah. My son was there, my daughter was there. I don't remember that photo actually. You can show the people on
I
camera.
don't think they're gonna be able to see it. I'll give it to Thane so Thane can post it.
That was me in the bed after with my son. My son flew in from Florida to be there with me and to help out a little bit with us, which is great. Anyway, going back to the whole, so I still went in this surgical center. A couple things I'm going to tell you about when you get anesthesia is trying to pee after anesthesia is very difficult.
Is it?
It doesn't flow out. It becomes very challenging. So you go to the bathroom and you're going to sit there and it's like it doesn't come, or you're going to stand there. A couple things I can go over with you is the amount of swelling that was to my leg. It's still very swollen. I don't know if my leg was only this big, but it was probably this big. So sitting down to pee was also very difficult
You
because,
can't stand up?
well, first of all, it was so much pain to stand up.
True.
Right,
I can
so
see
I'm
where
gonna
standing up might be
walk her.
difficult.
But your leg's so swollen that it squeezed your boys, not realizing why I couldn't pee because my,
Well, your whatchamacallit, urethra or something, there's
Yeah.
probably some blockage from,
oh yeah, between
From the swelling.
anesthesia, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a really big problem for at least the first week, going to pee and not being able to pee and having to pee often. What I will tell you though is really interesting is that when you get out of surgery, I get to the room that day and the PT people come to the room. They're like, all right, let's get up in the walker and start walking. And you're like, oh my God. And when
and
you
this
go
is how long after the surgery?
within 2 hours.
Okay.
Within 2 hours after the surgery, you got you in a walker, you're walking down the hallway, and you step with your injured leg first, and then your good leg. Injured leg, good leg. So we're going down the hallway. I'm really proud of myself that I'm actually walking. Granted, I've got they call a blocker in your system that doesn't make you feel the pain as much, significantly, plus other drugs that you're given.
So you were feeling no pain then?
I was feeling a weird sensation, I'll say. It was a weird numbness, but it was a scary part. So they're walking down the hallway, walking me around, and then there's like this, I'll call it therapy room, where there's these like, I'll call it steps. And you would walk up as 2 steps and down 2 steps. She's like, you're going to take steps up the thing. And I'm like, how am I going to step up my leg? I can't even feel my leg. And she says, step up with the good foot, and then you bring your bad foot up with the good foot. And then you're going to step down. You step down with your bad foot, and then your good foot. Step down with your bad foot, and then your good foot. And it's so like in your mind weird because you would think you step only with your good foot first, but that's not how you do it when you're recovering from this kind of surgery. All right, so you got that element.
So you had a block, right? So it's a nerve block.
A nerve blocker, yes.
Yeah, nerve block.
A nerve block.
Yeah.
Eric's
Yeah,
looking this stuff up.
so they usually last for about 6 to 8 hours. But like they mentioned that for a total knee replacement, they can last from 12 to 24 hours. So I don't know when yours wore off, but I'm pretty sure it started kicking in.
I would
some
say to you by probably Saturday, somewhere in that ballpark, Sunday,
Wait, you had your surgery on what day?
Friday morning.
On Friday.
Yeah, and again, you're taking a lot of, you got oxy, you got methocarbamol, which is some kind of muscle relaxer. You're taking meloxicam, which is an anti-inflammatory, baby aspirin.
No,
And Tylenol.
that's all stuff for different stuff though. I'm talking about for the pain. That was the oxy.
I think the oxy was the pain. It wasn't.
Oxy was the pain.
It was only 5 milligrams. It wasn't like anything crazy. Not that I know what 5 milligrams is compared to something else. In addition to taking oxy, you need to make sure you're taking stool softeners. So they recommended Miralax. We'll take you Miralax from Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Nothing's happening, right? I get to like Sunday night. I'm like, oh my God, I need to go to the bathroom. And I'm taking also
Relax pill or powder?
powder, and also I was taking Ducalax in addition to that.
Dulcolax?
Dulcalax. In addition, still nothing happening. I said, you know what? Monday I'm going to stop taking the oxy because I need to go to the bathroom. And that was a huge mistake. Monday into Tuesday, I woke up, I thought my leg was going to explode from pain. I was like vibrating in pain. And I ended up jumping back on the Oxy quickly. And then the Oxy also gave me had a side effect to it, which can give you a rash in your body, which I found out from Oxy. One of the side effects you can have. So they ended up switching to Tramadol. I might be saying it wrong. And I take now Tramadol with the muscle relaxer and the aspirin and the Meloxicam. So they've got a cocktail going on. In the meantime, so you're doing the walker thing. PT comes to your house. The nurse comes to your house. PT comes to my house on Monday. All right. They got these exercises for you to do on top of doing the walker, which are very strenuous. You're exhausted. You're physically exhausted. But he said to me, he said, listen, if you don't do these exercises and walk often, you're going to, and plus I stopped taking the Oxy, which screwed me up because I couldn't move that next day. You get behind the 8 ball, and now you're behind your recovery timeline.
Mhm.
So anyway, back on the Oxy, then the switch to the Tramadol, and then I'm back in the walker. 2 days later, the guy comes and says, listen, you're going to a cane. And I'm like, how am I going to walk on a cane? I'm barely walking I'm just getting through with the walker. He's like, you got to do it. You got to push yourself. And then the cane comes out, and he makes you walk with a cane. Again, stepping with the injured leg, and then with your good leg. So weird. But I was very proud that I was able to do it. It's been happening for a few days. And then yesterday, not yesterday, what day is today? Today's Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Yesterday, he says to me, okay, I want you to walk without the cane. And I'm like, I don't think that's going to be possible. I actually started to get tears in my eyes. I was scared. He's like, you can do it. And what's important about PT people is you need somebody who's tough on you to push you. And he says, this whole thing comes down to you pushing yourself. You can do it, you can do it, you can do it. And I would take a little step with my right foot and then quickly my left foot, So I now practice with stepping without the cane a few times a day. And at the same time using the cane throughout the day and doing these different exercises. The level of pain in my knee, on my right knee,
Yeah, because you're compensating.
right,
Yeah.
on top of just the pressure on my knee, and in addition to the leg and the hip, is pretty wild.
You're gonna mess up your right hip now.
The left, hopefully, yeah, the
You're gonna
left.
mess up the other one.
The left one's already got some issues to it. I wouldn't be surprised if next year I'm in the left leg situation. I might get divorced before then. She might leave me.
She's like, you're not doing that again, no?
Yeah, it's been a wild ride. But I'm gonna tell you,
Now, how many days has it been since the surgery?
October 4th, and today is what, the
15th.
15th?
11 days.
11 days.
11 days.
Just in the
How are
last.
stairs, Dave?
Well, so stairs are difficult, but you do one stair at a time, literally. You step up with the good, bring the bad. And then going back down, it's step with the bad, bring the good, you're holding the rail, got your cane in your hand, and you're doing it very slowly. But all these things are part of the process of healing and getting better. I was hoping in my mind to be back at the gym this week. That's where I said 2 weeks out, I want to be at the gym.
Mhm.
After 2 weeks, which is like next with it, almost coming up. That's probably not going to happen. I'm hoping that I'm able to continue walking with the cane and slowly off the cane. Any questions out there?
Valerie said I'm tapping out for the next one.
What's that?
I'm tapping out for the next one.
She's tapping out, yeah. I
Bring
can
Danny
understand.
back for the
I can
next one.
appreciate that, baby.
Do it in the summer when Danny's home.
I don't know if Danny's gonna come home this summer. That's gonna be
No,
right.
not this summer, next summer.
Right. Well, that is next
Or
summer.
a summer.
Hey, summer.
A summer. Just plan it for a summer.
Kidnap him. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a ride. I will say to you that if you're out there and you're in pain with your back, it's very likely that back pain, especially lower back pain, is because of your hip, and you need to have yourself checked out because the pain that I was having in my back for the last year and a half, again, ever since that accident, which was a very minor accident, that started to kind of
Well, you got bumped from behind?
yeah,
Yeah.
and it was not even a big hit.
Yeah, it was a tap.
It was a tap, but it really kind of the trajectory. How do you say it?
Trajectory.
Trajectory kind of started to stem that whole pain in my lower back, reigniting it. Hip became problematic, and it's been an
Probably
interesting.
did the slide too many times after the accident.
It could have been the slide.
You know, like you get a small bump on a car.
Yeah.
And the doors, you know, the seam
Yeah.
in between the door, you can always tell if a car's been in an accident
Right.
before.
Yeah.
Because the
See,
door just gets a little bit closer to the quarter panel.
yeah.
So your quarter panel and your door seam kind of got
You are
pinched a
s-
little bit.
It's
But
actually
That's what happened.
it was such a good
it
analogy.
was a really good analogy. It really was a good analogy. And it's probably dead on, right? Like, you know, right there.
Something like it.
Yeah. So this is where we are. You know, this is what's happening. But again, if you're out there,
Now,
and
let me ask you a question. How
Yes.
much do you miss driving right now?
I miss everything. I miss walking.
You're
Freely.
walking. It's
I'm in pain now.
yeah, but
I
I
mean-
mean, you're getting around. So
Yes.
but
When I
I'm
got
talking about. I know you enjoy driving.
There was
I
the type
love-
of guy
yes,
that
I
was
love
like
driving.
crawling on the floor and like getting stuff out of the cabinets with just his hands.
Yeah.
it's crazy because you don't realize, like, again, the simplicity of going and getting some snack,
I got to get on the grabber.
right?
You know,
Valerie bought me this thing that at first I kind of was like, what is this thing here? You saw it, you have it with you?
this thing.
So Valerie bought me this thing. I thought she went to VIP. I wasn't sure exactly what this is for. A little joke there. And so this thing here, I said, well, what is that for? She's like, it's for the door. And I didn't
It's
understand.
not for the door. But
It
it goes in the latch.
So what happens is when you want to get in and out of the car, as Eric just said, it goes into the latch, and you use it as a brace for getting in and out to support yourself, your body weight. It's an amazing, genius, simple
Handy little
product.
thing. Yeah, super handy.
It's pretty wild. So anybody out there who has a problem getting into out of cars, back or hip or body parts,
If you don't already know about this thing's a godsend.
it's a godsend. It really is.
You do.
Yeah, I don't know. No idea. But pretty cool stuff. If you have any questions out there about getting hip surgery, please feel free to ask me at any point ever. As according to,
So where you been
Yes.
sleeping?
oh, well, let's talk about that. I apologize. My wife, she's such an amazing person. Always thinking ahead by 3 and 4 steps. Not always my favorite thing in the world, but in this case here specifically, she was amazing. So when I was at the overnight, staying in the bed over there, getting out of the bed was very difficult because you have to pull yourself up, and you can't pull yourself up in a bed.
So they put you in a bed?
They put you in this mechanical like bed that like lifts up,
Okay.
so your legs and your back move. But at the end of the day, you got to pivot and bring your legs out of the bed. You have no ability, by the way. I cannot pick my leg up off the floor more than like 2 inches. So what happens? You have to hold your leg, slowly turn to the side of the bed, and put it down. My wife went and rented a medical bed and also a reclining chair, the kind you see on TV for old people, that literally rolls down like a bed and pulls up and pulls you out of the chair. So the first day we tried the bed, and again, I'm in the middle of the night, I gotta pee around 2:30. I go to get up, and I gotta pull myself up, and I was in the absolute most pain because you forget you can't pull yourself up.
Right.
Like emotionally think, okay, and I was in pain to the point of passing out pain.
You
So
just go back to sleep and go up here in the morning.
I was literally at that point where I just, yeah.
I'm just going right here.
Yeah, I literally can't, I actually,
You want to piss Val off, have her clean that up.
right, exactly. So question?
Donna really
Down to reality, yes.
said, been there, done that twice, my friend. And then she said, I'm gonna text you a few cool things to get from Amazon.
Thank you so much, Donna, I appreciate that. Donna from Premier.
Mm-hmm.
Valerie rents me this reclining chair, which I've been sleeping in ever since day 2.
Now sleeping in because it's easier to get in and out of.
100%.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what he's talking about?
I do.
He
Like,
actually
comes all the way up.
yeah, it
I've
rolled
seen him.
all the way back, and so she went and found a medical place, brought it the next day. They brought this stuff to the house. I sleep in this couch every night. And it makes it easier to, well, not only get to the bathroom in my master versus the hallway bathroom. The hallway bathroom has more stability because the sink is right there, where the commode in the master, there's no,
Did you put up any bars anywhere?
no.
Grip bars anywhere?
No, and speaking of grip bars, taking a shower, you can't shower on your own in the beginning. You need my wife came into the shower with me. I brought the walker into the shower and she helped wash me, which is, that's a good wife. That's pretty amazing stuff right there. You're basically helpless and you really need that physical support, not to mention the emotional support. It's pretty amazing. She's been pretty amazing. As you all know that she's the amazing woman she is, Valerie Lamel, I'm nothing without you and appreciate you so much. The best. Anyway, so that's going to be our show for today. I hope you enjoyed watching and appreciate being part of the show. If you know somebody getting ready to go or thinking about having hip surgery, there's so much more I can share with you. And more to
You're going
come.
to learn some stuff from Donna too. She's going to get you some cool stuff.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for being part of the show today. And Eric, thank you for thinking about this
Yeah, and I
conversation.
drove you here today.
You did.
You can't drive.
I can't drive.
You should see me getting in and out of my car because it's so low to the ground.
Yeah.
It's a little tougher than a truck. What's easier? Is a truck easier? Because you got to get up into the truck.
It's funny now that because it's the first time I was in a car versus the SUV. I think that the car is easier to get out of. I think it's actually easier in the sedan than it is the truck because of the up motion. The hardest part is getting your leg into, because I can't bend it. I have to bring it in and then release it slowly into the, to the spot.
So what time? How long did they tell you before you could drive?
It really comes down to you as an individual. They want you off narcotics.
Yeah, but it's your right hip that had the surgery, right? So that's your pedal foot.
So I asked that question, and their answer is that the pedal foot just does the pedal foot. You're not moving your leg when you drive. You're just kind of braking in gas.
I've seen you drive. You're using your leg. You're using your hips for the gas anyway. I don't know about the brake, but for the gas, you know when he's going. He's like, because he floors that son of a.
Yeah. I'll probably be driving a little more casually.
Probably how we ruined that hip.
But I definitely will say that I'm looking forward to driving. My plan is to be driving. I'm going to go to PT in Cheshire, which is at the Cheshire office, right in that same
in that
building.
same building. Okay.
So I'm hoping I can get myself there. It's only a mile, which should be
You
easier.
could walk there.
Yeah,
Not now.
right.
Like
Well-
soon. That'd be your exercise.
Right,
Yeah.
definitely, if I don't collapse.
Nah,
But-
collapse. You'll make it.
Yeah. All right, so we go to the next part of our show where we give a free tumbler. Thane, who is going to be the lucky winner?
It's a long light on 10.
It's a long line on 10.
Yeah, on Main Street.
Yes,
It's a long light.
it is a long.
Plenty of time to get across.
Yeah.
You'll make it. What? It's a long light.
Somebody's gonna get out and help him like he's a grandma.
The Boy Scout helping him across the street.
I would take it. I would take it.
We got Lauren Morass off IG.
Lauren Morass. That sounds very familiar to me.
Mhm.
I think she might be a realtor.
Could be.
I'm not positive. Lauren, congratulations on winning a free tumbler. We're very excited for you to be a part of our show. Thank you so much for joining me today and Eric, talking about this experience. Eric, thank you for getting me right here.
It
It's,
sounds like fun.
what's great about this is having Eric and having him be not only a part of my life personally, emotionally, and financially taking care of me. Because I'm going to be leaning on him, as he knows, because he's that good at what he does. And
We got stuff tomorrow.
we got stuff tomorrow. Gonna
And
be
Thursday or
clients.
no?
We got clients tomorrow, and hopefully be on Thursday. We're going to do a preview of a
And
listing
Saturday.
plan for Saturday. Yeah. So we don't stop working, and it's important to have a great partner. It makes your life much better in your business life. All right, everybody, have a wonderful week. We will see you next week. We have Jennifer Crowley.
Yes.
And she is with a new company called Ask Insurance. Ask Insurance. Jennifer Crowley, Ask Insurance, next week on the podcast. Make sure you have your questions ready.
Yeah.
On everything about homeowners' car.
Well, it's called Ask, so.
Right.
Just ask.
Great question.
Just
Great
ask.
question. Great company.
Yeah.
Have a great day, everybody.